Hello and welcome. This is my bowls game and my name is Andronikou. I'm just going to show you a quick overview of the game. So initially when you start up the game you just got a little introduction screen. Press start and then we actually go to the game. As you can see it's already halfway through. This is the ball here that you will control. There's already some balls out there and the jack as well. This is the first camera. It will follow the player. If I press D, it's a top-down view, so you can have a look at the field. If you want to zoom out, press minus. Zoom in, press plus. If you press A, it actually follows the ball. So with the left and right key, I can determine where I want to shoot the ball. Look around. And then using the keys F1 to F10, F1 being 10% power, F10 being 100% power, I can then throw the ball. So if I do, let's say, F9 for 90%, and I press space, this will then shoot the ball in the direction I was aiming at. So about there. Space, it will fire the ball like so. As you can see there, the ball actually went into the ditch and deleted the ball. That ball is now out of play. I did forget to mention there is also a little interaction screen here, so the player actually knows what they can do with each button. And then also I have curvature of the balls. So for example, if I want to curve the ball left, I will press I. That enables that. Power of 8. If I press space, as you can see, there's a curvature on the ball there, and it lands quite close to the jack. I will now go on to talk about the graphics aspects of my game. Firstly, I'll be talking about lighting. As you can see, there is a shadow cast on the ball here. This side. Therefore, the light is over in this direction to the right hand side. I have used all three kinds of lighting: ambient, diffuse, and specular. Ambient light is the light that enters the room and bounces multiple times around the room before lighting a particular object. Ambient light contribution depends on the light's ambient colour and the ambient material colour of the ball. This is the formula I use to do that. Next is diffuse light. Diffuse light represents direct light hitting the surface. The diffuse light contribution is dependent on the incident angle. For example, light hitting a surface at 90-degree angle contributes to more light than hitting the same surface at 5 degrees. Diffuse light is dependent on the material colour, light colours, illuminance, light direction and the normal vector. This is the formula I use for diffuse, this one here. And finally, I use specular light. Specular light is the white highlight reflection seen on smooth, shiny objects. Specular light is dependent on the direction of the light and the surface normal and the viewer's location. In my game, you can see that here's the shadow cast on it, which is the diffuse, and then the ambient of the colour of the ball. It's very hard to see, but just down the middle, the specular light. This is due to the colour of the ball, and I will show you how I've used that in my shader. Here we go. So I've set up materials for them: ambient, diffuse, specular, and for the light as well, ambient, diffuse, specular. This is the formula I use to work out the specular light. Next is my skybox. A skybox is a method of creating backgrounds to make a video game level look bigger than it really is. When a skybox is used, the level is enclosed within a cuboid. I have also done this. As you can see, I've made a cuboid made up of vertexes each side, and I've mapped them 1,000 each way. This is to actually give the skybox a lot further out, so it gives a lot of depth, so it doesn't feel like the sky is very enclosed on you. At the bottom I've only left it at 0. I don't want it any lower than that because then it will be something like space or underwater or underground, and that's not what I want in my game. Before I actually map the skybox to each part, the normal image just looks something like this for a skybox. However, then I had to cut each vertex to its own segment. then map each part to it. So back here, I would map that to this face here, this back. That would do that correctly. These little numbers here, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. This is how you actually map or tile the image to the vertex. So because I'm only doing it from 0 at the corner to 1, 1, I'm only doing that once. However, for example, if I had 10 here, 10, 0, it would then tile the image 10 times across. But however, in this case, I do not want that, so that's why I've left it at 0 to 1, 1. As my game is a bowls game, I was required to draw some balls. The way I did this is using a cool little algorithm. This algorithm creates what is called a UV sphere. The slices and stacks are the number of subdivisions on the X and Y. I had 20 stacks, 20 slices with a radius of 3. I had a nice smooth ball, and however, I had to be careful I didn't use too many stacks and slices, as this would require a lot more vertexes for them. So you have indices of 2520 and the sphere vertex normals of 441. You then create a really detailed sphere, then I'm going to have some performance issues, and that's the last thing I'd want. The way it actually did it with the algorithm is it would create it at the top here, create each triangle, and go all the way around each layer at the time, the Y and Z, each going down like a spiral, as you can see here, and that's how the ball was created. Another thing I wanted to add to the environment is OBJ files. As you can see here, I have a cube which I created, which is an OBJ file which I loaded in using a tutorial I watched. It uses a DDS image to map it to it, just like how a skybox is, how it wraps it like that. However, when I went to go do it myself, things didn't go to plan. The vertexes didn't connect up properly, as you can see on the tree. You can see some of the triangles aren't right on this bench as well. I've got benches that doesn't match up correctly, and also a clubhouse I have included. You can see there it's quite distorted. Also, I did want to texture them, however the DDS files are mostly for cubes, so it wouldn't work correctly if I was trying to wrap a house or a tree, because it's quite a complex image. So yeah, so I have got them implemented, not as intended, which is a bit of a shame. The walls around the edge, the perimeter, are actually a cube that I drawn myself using vertexes, just like the way I did with the skybox. Exactly the same, and just mapped an image to it. And also the ditch is just one flat vertex, just stretched out with the image on. Okay, this is the first screen that you are met by. This is the logo introduction screen. It was actually not too hard to do. I just created a vertex, just like I did with any other skybox or whatever. Then I moved it very far away from the map, outside the skybox. Then I went and created my own image, have it the bowls game, press start to start, S to start. And then I mapped that image to the vertex, so it looks like a introduction page, however it's not interactive. But yeah, this was a cool little technique I used. This is a list of my references. Okay, I think my strengths are being able to actually create the skybox. That worked quite well. Actually creating the spheres, because they are a very complex shape to draw. Also, I quite like the lighting, cast a shadow on the object, that's quite nice. I do think the OBJ loader itself is a strength to be able to know how to do, even though I didn't get it working 100%. Things I would like to improve on is texturing the balls and actually having light and shadows being cast on them. The OBJ loader, having them work fully correctly, that would have been quite nice with the textures and the vertex issue. I would like to have also added lines, trajectory lines, for example, so you could have a straight one, just so you know where you're going, and curved ones. That would have been quite nice as well. So just so you know which path the ball's heading on. Thank you for listening.